Statistics show people with developmental disabilities have experienced unemployment, underemployment, and poverty at rates far surpassing others without disabilities. If we are going to make a difference in changing the outcomes for students with disabilities, then we must first understand the importance of the Employment First initiative in Virginia and the role educators play K-12 education. It is our role as educators to advocate and educate students, families, colleagues, adult service providers, and even the business community about the contributions individuals with disabilities can make to the workforce, and to advocate for change and opportunities. We must continue to increase awareness of the benefits of paid employment and address the perceived barriers to employment to the families and students, and really advocate for them to make those linkages to agencies early while they're in school. Raising the expectations that everyone can work with individual supports is also necessary. Raising these expectations begin in the home and in the schools. We all know that high expectations lead to positive adult outcomes. We continue to strengthen these expectations by instilling a love for learning and cultivating a clear vision of work, education, and community participation.
Well, employment first for me as an educator is something that gets me very excited. Part of the joy to me of being an educator is discovering abilities and gifts of people, because I know individuals with disabilities have, something to offer the community just as much as anyone else does.
It's so important for students, educators, families, agency personnel to continuously discover what is possible for each student. It's not looking at what a person can't do, it's looking at what a person can do. And it's important for us to continue to assess in various environments, share the abilities and capabilities with students' teams, and provide opportunities to continuously assess and discover. And let's really focus on abilities and not the deficits.
From a family's perspective, if you start an IEP meeting, and you're talking about, all the deficits of a student, it's going to be discouraging to the family. They need to know that you are open to hearing, the gifts and the talents that they see in their students, because we all know that they're there. And so we have to focus on those first. And the more we do that, the more encouraging it is going to be for a family. And families are so important to the IEP team. I don't think we do near enough to pull families in, especially when they're in the transition stage. Families know skills and talents that teachers might not see. And families are able to help you once you're beginning to look at, okay, this young person is going to transition into employment. The families are going to have to be there to help you to brainstorm what some of those options are going to be. They're going to be able to think about some things that an educator just won't know about. They're like I said, they're a very important part of the team, and they need to be included. And I think the more you focus in on all the talents that that the young person has, the more involved it's going to get the family.
Employment First is also a catalyst for agency collaboration. There are many different partners in the community that can help students and families achieve their goal of employment. And as educators, we are on the front lines of bringing about awareness of these supports and services. So it's critical that we know the different options available and share those options with families so they can make an informed choice, and we can bring the team members to the table early. Collaboration and teamwork go a long way towards helping students reach their employment goal.
if students with disabilities have the goal of employment after high school, that we need to get really busy as families and as educators in getting them as many experiences as they can in the community. And that could look a lot of different ways. That could look like helping out in a family business. It could be volunteering. It could be assisting with, activities in your faith community. It could be job shadows, internships, or it could be something as simple as being a contributing member of your family, being held accountable and responsible for certain things in the family home. So we need to get our students, as involved as we can and giving them as many experiences as we can give them, so that they know what their strengths are, so they know what their interests are, because I think a lot of our students just don't know what it is.
Finally, we can't forget Employment First is about academic and career preparation. Successful post-school employment will not happen if we do not provide extensive career development, curriculum, instruction, and assessment. It's imperative that we align students' career activities to match their goal of employment. Career development begins in the elementary years and continues on until the student exits school. So let's systematically plan and coordinate career activities and experiences to lead students through the phases of career awareness, exploration, and training. By the time a student reaches high school, they should have explored various career pathways already. The high school years should prepare students with the opportunities to continue exploring careers, but exploring careers that they want to get a little more in depth with. And the way to explore these careers should be through work-based learning opportunities, such as job shadowing, internships, volunteering, summer employment, and paid employment. There's a lot of strong research out there that indicates students who have had the opportunity to engage in internships, summer employment, and paid work prior to exiting school are much more likely to seek and maintain competitive employment as an adult. Employment First is really about opportunity. Let's share in the vision and educate others to make employment a priority.
The VCU Center on Transition Innovations is funded by the Virginia Department of Education. Number 881-62524-H027A15107. For further information about the Center on Transition Innovations, please visit our website at www.centerontransition.org.